Right, evening everyone. This is going to be the last Wednesday quiz. I don't have an assistant at the moment. She's upstairs on the telephone, so if you haven't been allocated a number for the beer draw, then you will get one in due course, so don't worry. Again, prizes on offer are 2 pints of beer from the Beer Shack and 2 pints of beer from the Byron's Rest. Today is the last time we're going to do this because, well, the pubs are opening again on Saturday. Albeit with restrictions in place. You'll be able to find them on the Facebook page or Twitter or whatever of each of the establishments. They are operating reduced hours, I believe, and there's limited seating as well. Plus, I mean, same with everywhere else. Things are going to be limited for a while, but they're doing their best, so cut them some slack, be good, and enjoy. As I say, my assistant tonight is otherwise busy at the moment, so if you want to be entered into the draw to win the beer, let us know, and at some point before the quiz finishes, you'll be allocated a number. I've done a few already, but now I've got to sit here and do this, so I can't do any more yet. If she's not back by break time, and then I'll sit down and I'll get on with it, so you all get a number. We did a little poll on the Facebook thing, and it seems the majority of people want us to continue doing this on a Sunday, so we will continue doing it on a Sunday. There won't be the beer draw. This is, I said I'd do it until the pubs opened, and the pubs are going to open on Saturday. So on Sunday there won't be a beer draw. There will be a mystery prize though. Whatever that will be, we will have to wait and see. I don't know myself yet. I haven't bought it. It will be something good though. I can guarantee that. Okay, I was going to ask if everybody was ready, but I have no idea, so I'm just going to take your word for it. It is 8:30, just gone now. Now let's see if we're all set up here. Richard says, good evening, Mr. Richard. I'll give you a number whenever I can, but you will have one. There we go. If you haven't played before and you would like to be in with a chance of winning the prize, which is beer, just let us know who you're playing, either on the chat thing or on the Facebook. The Facebook group can be found in the description down there somewhere. Join that, let us know you're playing, you'll get a number, and at the end we'll draw the winner by a random number generator. It's totally free to enter, and it's totally random if you win or not. That makes it fair for everybody. No, but there's no point in cheating really, is there? Because it's all done randomly. And of course it's free to enter, otherwise that would be a lottery, which we can't do because there's laws around that. As always, you have to be over 18 to collect the prizes. You can't collect the prizes on behalf of somebody who is under 18. And you have to be able to get to the venues to collect the prizes too. So if you live in Nova Scotia, you might be stuffed. Right, moving swiftly on. Hey, if you haven't got a number yet, don't worry, you'll be getting one. If it hasn't appeared by break time, then I'll sort it out myself. Okay, we're all ready. We'll get on to question number 1. This is general knowledge round. Sometimes there's questions based on the news. That's a news which does not have a headline beginning with the letter C. Well, between Sunday and today, I couldn't find any, so it's just general knowledge today. Right, question number 1. Worthy Farm is home to which legendary music festival? So question number 1, Worthy Farm is home to which legendary music festival? Just have a quick drink from my boot. I know quite a few of you have got your own boots now, which is excellent. I'm sure in the coming weeks, more people will be able to get their own boot as well. Question number 2. On the 24-hour clock, what is 12 p.m? So if 9 p.m. is 2100, what is 12 p.m? So question number 2, on the 24-hour clock, what is 12 p.m? Just looking for messages. Yeah, Richard, the taxi man, says he's playing, which is already on the comment thing. Who's that? Yeah, and Yvonne and Nobby are watching, which is good. Obviously, they're not entered into the beer draw because they're the people providing the prize. Oh, hello, you're back.
Yep.
Okay, there's a few people still wanting numbers for the prize draw. I've done a few. And moving on to question number 3. What is the most abundant chemical in the Earth's atmosphere? That's the air around us. I'm sure you know that. Question number 3. What is the most abundant chemical in the Earth's atmosphere? Have you got Mr. Richard on there? His contact is on the what do you call it? The chat on here. Right, question number 4. What is the most abundant chemical element in the Earth's crust? That's the rocky bit below us. So question number 4, what is the most abundant chemical element in the Earth's crust? That doesn't include the mantle or the core, just the crust, the bit we walk on. Is it a bit dark, or is it me? I think this is quiz number 24 now. Well, thanks everybody who's stuck with it. And I mean, not everybody plays every time or every week, but we've got a lot of regular players. Thanks for that. Question number 5. Published in 1839, The Voyage of the Beagle is a book by which evolutionary explorer? So question number 5, published in 1839, The Voyage of the Beagle is a book by which evolutionary explorer? There's a little clue in the question there. Well, in fact, there's 2, 3, maybe more. I don't know if you can hear the television in the background or not, but it's a strange program that's on. I just lost myself then. I'm back. There we go. Question number 6. American department store TJ Maxx is known as what in the UK? So the American department store TJ Maxx is known as what in the UK? It could be quite similar, or it could be totally different.
Sounds very similar.
Do you mind turning the telly down a bit? Yeah, only a couple of notches. So question number 6. American department store TJ Maxx is better known as what throughout the UK? Question number 7. Which American company owns Lay's and Walker's Crisps? But Lay's you'll find around the world, Walker's you find in the UK. But they're the same company. Who owns them?
I thought it was Walker.
Yeah, it was for a long. It was until the 80s, I think. Maybe.
Really?
I think it might have been 89 when it got took over.
Yeah.
So question number 7, which American company owns Lay's and Walker's Crisps? I'm guessing they'd be called Lay's chips, but no, the crisps. Question number 8. A monotreme, that's monotreme, is a mammal which does what? So a monotreme is a mammal which does what? There are only 5 species and they all do this, which is different to every other mammal. What do they do? Is that a tricky one?
Yeah.
Try to balance it, so there's a lot of easy, some not quite as easy,
I know what mono is.
and some are a bit harder. So question 8, a monotreme, monotreme, is a mammal which does what? It's something that no other mammal does, and there's only 5 species in the world that do it. What does it do? It's one of 3 classifications of mammals. Marsupials one, monotreme is the other, and the third one is everything else. If I said it, you'd probably get it. Right, question number 9. On the 6th of May 1954, Roger Bannister became the first person to do what? So question number 9. On the 6th of May 1954, Roger Bannister became the first person to do what? That was Roger Bannister. Right, finally for this round, question number 10. Claimed to be the world's only scheduled passenger hovercraft service, Hover Travel runs hovercraft from Portsmouth to where?
Not that one.
So question number 10. Claimed to be the world's only scheduled passenger hovercraft service, Hover travel runs hovercraft from Portsmouth to where? If you get a chance, have a ride on it. It is fun.
It's great.
We've got company. Okay, I'll just give you a sec to think about those answers. And then we'll get into round number 2. And today it's all about space. Could you flick that kitchen light on for me, please?
Why?
That one.
Yeah, but why? Not like make the
That's
lighting
better.
better.
It does. It makes it a lot better. I thought it was a bit dark. Okay, moving on to round number 2. This round is called Space. And question 11. How many moons does Mars have? Nice straightforward one to start with. Question 11. How many moons does Mars have? If you'd like to try and name them, you can do. There's no extra points, unless you want them to be.
Probably one extra point or something.
So, question number 11. How many moons does Mars have? And out of interest, if you try and name them, I'll read you the names of them afterwards as well. Question number 12. If Mercury is the first, which planet is the sixth? So question number 12. If Mercury is the first, which planet is the sixth? Just going to close the door. Yeah, that's the door closed. Question number 13. What is the Earth's only natural satellite? Question number 13. What is the Earth's only natural satellite? Question number 14. In 1610, which Italian astronomer made the first telescope observations of Jupiter and Saturn? Question 14. In 1610, which Italian astronomer made the first telescope observations of Jupiter and Saturn? And question 15. The Lovell I'll start again. Question 15. The Lovell telescope at Jodrell Bank in Cheshire is what kind of telescope? So question 15, the Lovell telescope, that's L-O-V-E-L, L-O-V-E-L-L, the Lovell telescope at Jodrell Bank in Cheshire is what kind of telescope? Question number 16. What is the only planet in the solar system which is not named after a Greek or Roman god? Question 16. What is the only planet in the solar system which is not named after a Greek or Roman god? I nearly said Grok or Riemann. Greek or Roman? Which planet isn't named after a god? In fact, it's not named after a god at all. Question number 7. Titan is the largest moon of which planet? Question number 17. Titan is the largest moon of which planet? It's also the second largest moon in the solar system. The largest one's called Ganymede. So question 17, Titan is the largest moon of which planet? Question 18. Which of the 17 NASA Apollo missions was the first to land people on the moon? So there were 17 Apollo missions. Which one was the one that put people on the moon? Question number 18. Which of the 17 NASA Apollo missions was the first to land people on the moon? Question 19. Which of NASA's space shuttles was named after and carried an original piece of wood from British explorer Captain James Cook's ship? That's the ship that went to Australia. So question 29. Which of NASA's space shuttles was named after and carried an original piece of wood from British explorer Captain James Cook's ship? So basically there was a space shuttle, and in the cockpit it had an original piece of wood from Captain James Cook's ship, and it was also named after the ship. What was its name? I've been rating these questions with a star system between 1 and 3 stars. 1 star being easy, 2 stars being medium, and 3 stars being difficult. That last one was a 2 star. This next one is a 3 star. Probably the hardest one of the entire quiz. Question number 30. how many planets in the solar system are currently classed as gas giants? Question number 30. How many planets in the solar system are currently classed as gas giants? Right, I'm going to have a little break now. I'll make sure everybody's got a number. If you still want a number, there's plenty of time right up until we do the draw at the end of the quiz, which should be in about an hour's time. We usually try to finish before 10 o'clock. So I'm going to have a little break, and I'll come back in a moment. And when I come back, I'll do the answers for the first 2 rounds, and then we'll go into the picture round. I'll just put the food bank information screen on. As you know, local people, the Hucknall Food Bank are going to do a collection of food from our doorsteps on Friday.
Did you say the wrong number then? You put 30 question mark.
Number 30.
Have you done number 30?
Yeah, the last one was number 30.
What was number 30?
How many planets in the solar system are classed as gas giants? That was number 30.
Okay,
29 was about the space shuttle.
yeah,
28 was the Apollo missions. Okay, if you remember, the food bank the fire brigade are coming round on behalf of the food bank to pick up your food donations. If you don't want to leave your food on the doorstep, then you can take it into the beer shack on Thursday morning or Friday morning before 10 o'clock, I believe, because they're doing a pickup from there too. Right, I'll be back in a moment. I'll leave the details of the food bank on the screen for you. Right, hello, I'm back. I'll give you a minute to get back as well. Have a look at this, and a look at this. Okay, I'm going to go through the answers to the first 2 rounds, and then it's picture time. And we will reveal what the pictures are when we get to it. Still haven't got the hang of the reverse thing. If I see a bit of hair on one side that's annoying me or something, I put my hand up to the other side and mess everything up. It's a bit annoying. I'm just going to change this light a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Maybe it's just the angle I'm looking at the screen on. It just looks a bit dark to me, that's all. So here's the answers to the first 2 rounds. Somewhere. Okay, question number 1 was Worthy Farm is home to which legendary music festival? And that was Glastonbury. I think that should have been on last weekend, but it wasn't, obviously. I think it might have been cancelled before then. I can't remember. But question number 1, the answer was Glastonbury. Question number 2, on the 24-hour clock, what is 12 PM? It is 12:00, as in lunchtime. Number 3, what is the most abundant chemical element in the Earth's atmosphere? Well, that's nitrogen. Nitrogen makes up 78%, oxygen 21%, then the rest's argon, carbon dioxide, other bits and bobs. So the answer to question 3 was nitrogen. Question 4, on a similar theme, what is the most abundant chemical element in the Earth's crust? Well, that's oxygen, about 46%. Well, then in the next order it goes down silicon, aluminium, iron, calcium, sodium, potassium, and then on to the more rare elements. So the answer to number 4 is oxygen. And number 5, published in 1839, The Voyage of the Beagle. That was by Charles Darwin. It did say he was an evolutionary explorer, which, yeah, that points to Darwin. And the Beagle was the boat he sailed to Galapagos on his evolutionary and geological exploration. And number 5, the answer was Charles Darwin. Number 6, the American department store called TJ Maxx. In the UK, it's TK Maxx. They only changed it because they thought people might mix it up with TJ Hughes, so they called it TK instead. Number 7, the company which owns Lay's and Walker's crisps is PepsiCo. So when you buy Walker's, you're not buying British. Didn't mean to put politics in there, but well. Number 8, a monotreme is a mammal which lays eggs. A very primitive mammal. There's 5 species. There's a platypus, and the others are spiky things beginning with an E. I can't remember what they are.
What's that?
Well, those spiky things that begin with an E. Enchadners or something.
What are you talking about? Sorry, I was busy looking.
Pointy animals that lay eggs.
Pointy animals that lay eggs?
Yeah, they're a bit like porcupines. Enchadners or something.
Oh, yeah.
Well, anyway, there's 5 species.
Enchiladas.
Yeah, I want to say enchilada as well. A monotreme is a mammal which lays eggs. There's only 5 species. One of them is platypus, and the other 4 are those spiky things beginning with E, which I can't remember. Echidnas or something. Yeah. Question 9, on the 6th of May, Roger Bannister, that was 1954, he became the first person to run a mile in under 4 minutes. And finally, for the First round, claimed to be the world's only scheduled passenger service. Hover travel runs from Portsmouth to Ryde. Ryde is in the Isle of Wight, so if you put Isle of Wight, that's fine. Otherwise, it'd be like saying, yeah, no, that's right, yeah. Portsmouth to the Isle of Wight, or if you're being specific, it is Ryde. And if you want to ride on the hovercraft, it is great fun. It's pretty expensive though. You can book in advance and go off peak as a passenger. Well, you can't go as anything else. You can't pilot it. And yeah, it's an interesting experience. Right, the next round was space. So question 11, the moon, it has two moons, Phobos and Deimos, if you wanted to name them. Number 12, if Mercury is the first, then Saturn is the sixth planet from the Sun. And number 13, the Earth's only natural satellite, that's the Moon. I've lost my beer. Oh, it's empty. I thought there was something missing. Number 14, in 1610, the Italian astronomer who made telescope observations of Jupiter and Saturn, that was Galileo Galilei. And I think the largest moons of Jupiter, they're called the Galilean moons after his discoveries or observations. Number 15, the Lovell telescope at Jodrell Bank. That's a radio telescope. It looks at radio waves, mainly X-rays, I think.
There's the name of the animal. You can pronounce it. Good luck.
Echidna.
Yeah, that's Sarah.
Yeah, it's an echidna, the spiky thing. So the telescope at Jodrell Bank, it's a radio telescope. Number 6, the only planet in our solar system which isn't named after a Roman or Greek god, that's the Earth. Earth is just an old word which means ground. Bit undramatic, really. We live on the ground. Number 17, Titan is the largest moon of Saturn. Number 18, Apollo 11 was the first of the Apollo missions to land people on the moon. That was Neil Armstrong and Edwin Buzz Aldrin. And I think it was Michael Collins who stayed up in orbit. Was that right? Was it Michael Collins?
Yeah.
Yeah. He stayed up in orbit. Yeah. I think I've written some of these numbers down. Not again. Yeah, well, it happened the first time. It's happened every time since. So now we're on 19, not 29, as I think I said. Which of NASA's space shuttles was named after and carried an original piece of wood from British explorer Captain James Cook's ship? Oh, that was the Endeavour. Captain Cook's ship, which went to Australia, was called the Endeavour. The space shuttle, it was built to replace the Challenger, which exploded in 1986. They called it Endeavour after Captain Cook's ship, and in the cockpit there was a piece of wood from the original ship. Finally, for this round, this will be number 20, not number 30, which I said. How many planets are in the solar system which are currently classed as gas giants? I said this was a difficult one. It's actually 2. Jupiter and Saturn. Uranus and Neptune used to be known as gas giants. Now they're known as ice giants. Since other planets have been discovered, the classification of a gas giant is something with a really high concentration of helium, which just didn't quite have enough gravity to turn into a star. So the answer to question 20 is two. There are two gas giants in the solar system. I hope you did well on that. Could I have some more beautiful beer, please? Yeah. Right, while I wait for my boot to be refilled, I'm going to go to the pictures. Where are we? Somewhere around here. Right, as you can see from the picture, this round is called Cars. I'm going to show you 10 pictures of cars. All you have to do is decide on the make and the model of the car. Obviously that's Herbie from the films, but what we're looking for is the make and the model of the car. Oh, hello, I'm here, at my mum. Yeah, it took a little while to appear there. So question 21, yep, what's the make and model of the car? You get half a point for the make and half a point for the model. So if it was a Nissan Sunny, you get half a point for a Nissan and half a point for a Sunny, making it 1 point in total.
I remember when they were all the rage.
Yeah, that was a while ago. Yeah, I think my mum went out with somebody who had one. I opened the glove box and there was a grenade in there.
What?
Yeah, it was a deactivated one, but still. Moving on to question number 22. Question 22. The make and model of that car, please. Again, if it's got all fancy lettering and all of that kind of stuff, that doesn't matter. Just a general make and model. If you look carefully, there's a little clue on there. Question 22, the make and model of that car, please. It might help if you're in full screen, if you're watching on a desktop or a laptop, or well, any other device, I suppose. If you're looking on a phone, it helps to make it onto a bigger screen. Question 23. What is the make and model of that car? Again, it's half a point for the make and half a point for the model. Even if you don't know what it is, you might be able to get half a point from this little bit on the front. Right. And number 24. I always feel like I'm repeating myself when I'm doing these, but what's the make and model of the car? It looks very similar to the first one, but it isn't. Again, there's a clue on the front there. This one is sporting a orange and white livery with a very strange colour headlight. I think he needs some tread on his tyres as well, looking at that. Okay, moving on, if you've had enough time, we've got, comes after 24. 25, there we go. Now, we don't need to know what that is in the background. We just need to know the make and the model of that car. I think there have been several versions, but the generic one will do. Can't see it very well in this picture, but there is a little badge on the front there. So question 25, what's the make and model of that car? You can do the aircraft as well if you like, but it's not part of the quiz. And I haven't got a clue. Moving on to 26. A bit more recent, that one. Who makes it and what model is it? It looks like it goes pretty fast. Number 26, what's the make and model of the car? Moving on to 27. I'll give you a clue on that. That's not the Stig. Think about it where it is located. It's not a computer graphic image. It was taken there. Fits quite nicely with the space round which we've done, just done actually. Question 27, what's the make and model of that car? It's still up there, somewhere. Do you know that one? I'll give you a clue. That's not the Stig.
No idea.
Think where it is. No.
What's it supposed to be? I'm not actually listening.
Oh, it's around about cars. What's the make and model of the car?
Right.
Paid loads of attention.
I pay lots of attention.
Number 28, again, make and model of the car, half a point for the make, half a point for the model. Again, if you're a little bit savvy, there are clues on here where you can score half a point at least, where you can see on there. He's giggling again. I haven't even said anything. And moving on to 29. There we go. Do you reckon if it flaps those doors it'd fly? I don't think it would. But if you haven't a clue what it is, you might be able to get half a point by looking at that bit. After this round, we're going to move on to Marmite, and then we'll finish with the music round.
Did you write them out?
I have written it, yes. It's actually easier than I thought to write. I could probably do it a few times over. Finally, for this round, number 30. There we go. We're not interested in the two blokes stood there or the market stall. We're just interested in the car, or well, I think it's a van in this case. In fact, it most definitely is a van. A car could be a bit of a red herring, really. Do you know what car it is?
Oh yeah.
I'll give you the clue. There's a very similar car, but it's got a slightly different name to the van. Okay, we're going to move on now to the Marmite round. Somehow, I'll just flick back through those very quickly. There we go. I'm going to disappear from here and reappear on the other side. There we go. Okay, I'm sure everybody who's watching now has played before, but if you haven't, the Marmite round is the round you either love or hate. And what am I going to do today? I'm going to read you some geographical features. All you have to do is decide whether they are on the moon or on the Earth. So once again, I'm going to read you a list of geographical features. They can be found either on the moon or on the Earth. You just have to decide which. Nice and easy, the first one, number 31, the Sea of Tranquility. Will you find that on the moon or will you find that on the Earth? The Sea of Tranquility. Number 32, the Mariana Trench. Will you find that on the moon or the Earth? The Mariana Trench. Two easy ones. They get gradually more obscure as we go along. Number 33 is the Barringer Meteor Crater. So the Barringer Meteor Crater, that's Barringer, is that on the Earth or is it on the moon? And number 34, the Chicxulub Crater. That's spelled Chixulub, the Chicxulub Crater. Do you find that on the moon or do you find it on the Earth? And number 35, the Schrödinger Valley. Is the Schrödinger Valley on the moon or is it on the Earth? I don't think there's a cat in there. But if there is, would it be alive or would it be dead? Number 36, the Capella Valley. That's Capella, the Capella Valley. Is that on the moon or is it on the Earth? And number 37, the Litke. That's Litke, the Litke. Is that on the Earth or is it on the moon? And number 38, the Acraman Crater. Acraman Crater, Acraman. Is the Acraman Crater on the Earth or is it on the moon? And number 39, the Copernicus crater. Is the Copernicus crater on the Earth or is it on the Moon? And finally for this round, the Picard crater, as in Jean-Luc.
Jean-Luc.
The Picard crater, is that on the Earth or is it on the Moon? It was named after Jean Picard, believe it or not. Not Jean-Luc Picard, just Jean Picard. So the Picard crater, is that on the Earth or is it on the Moon? I'll give you a moment to think about that while I have a drink of my boot and read through the music questions. The first 4 rounds were courtesy of me, and the music round is courtesy of Helen, sat here. I haven't read it yet, so I'll just have a quick read through it whilst you finish your answers. Ooh. Right, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go into the music round now, and we'll start with question number 41. Which musical is based on the 1992 film of the same name, which starred and features songs by Whitney Houston? I think she's popped up before, hasn't she? Being a music round, it's not surprising. So number 41, which musical is based on the 1992 film of the same name, which starred and featured songs by Whitney Houston? What does that say there?
That? Cornish.
Yeah.
Or price tag.
No, that there.
Cornish.
Okay. Question number 42. Born Jessica Ellen Cornish may come with a high price tag, but what is her stage name? Would you like to read that one out? I can't make sense of it, sorry.
Born Jessica Ellen Cornish. She may come with a high price tag, but what is her stage name?
Now it makes sense. Yeah. So number 42, born Jessica Ellen Cornish, she may come with a high price tag, but what is her stage name? So what is the stage name of Jessica Ellen Cornish? Number 43. Name the pop group based on its members. Paul Hurd, Mike Pickering, Heather Small and Andrew Lovell. So they form which pop group? Paul Hurd, Mike Pickering, Heather Small and Andrew Lovell. Shares his name with that telescope we were on about earlier. Number 44, Shape of You was a 2017 hit for which British artist? Question 44, Shape of You was a 2017 hit for which British artist?
Me.
You? Wasn't me. If I sang, somebody might put out a hit on me, but I wouldn't have a hit.
Yeah. You're a great singer, Richard.
Question 45. David Bowie retired which stage persona in 1973? Question 45. David Bowie retired which stage persona in 1973? Right, question 46, as always. I'm going to read out some lyrics to a hopefully well-known song. From those lyrics, all you have to do, it's worth 5 points, is to get the title, the artist, the year it was released, was it a UK number one, yes or no, and the film which it was the soundtrack to, or maybe it wasn't soundtrack but featured very prominently in the film. I think in this case it was the soundtrack. So, Girl, I Didn't Know You Could Get Down Like That. Charlie, How Your Angels Get Down Like That. Girl, I Didn't Know You Could Get Down Like That. Charlie, How Your Angels Get Down Like That. Okay, from that, what I just read out, you need to get the song title, the artist, the year released, was it a UK number one, yes or no, and the film which it was a soundtrack to.
You were treated to the full version of the song earlier, weren't you?
I was, yes.
In true Beyonce style.
Girl, I Didn't Know You Could Get Down Like That. Charlie, How Your Angels Get Down Like That. Girl, I Didn't Know You Could Get Down Like That. Charlie, How Your Angels Get Down Like That. So, as always, title, artist, year, UK number one, yes or no, and the film it was a soundtrack to. While you decide that, I'll have a little break, only a couple of minutes, and then, well, maybe not even that. But I'll do the answers and the all-important beer draw, which is the last one. So whoever wins it is very, very lucky. Again, I'll put the details on for the food bank. Or I would if I could find them. There we go, we've got it. I'll be back shortly. See you soon. Okay. Yes. Got the sound back, which is always good. Just give you a moment to get back from refilling your boot, if you're refilling your boot. We'll try and get another boot or two as a prize at some point for the Sunday quiz, which we're going to continue doing. Unfortunately, this is the last Wednesday quiz. What are we on now? 2024. If you look here, these are all the questions and answers for the past 24 quizzes. Well, 23 because I'm still using 23 at the moment. I'm still using 24 at the moment, should I say. Right, I'm going to go through the answers now. I didn't rewind them. So we've got the picture round, which is going backwards now. And where are we? 21, that's a Volkswagen Beetle. We're at VW Beetle. VW. At 21, it's a Volkswagen Beetle. Again, if it's a Mark III XRZP or whatever, it doesn't matter. It's a VW Beetle. Number 22, that's a Ford Escort. It's a Mark II Ford Escort, if you want to know. We used to have one of those a long time ago. In fact, we have had another one since as well. One of them blew up on the M62. The other one, it fell to pieces after touring the Scottish Highlands. Number 23, that's a Volkswagen Golf. Again, all the letters and all of that lot don't matter. It's a Volkswagen Golf. '24 is a Citroen 2CV. '25, that's a Porsche 911, or Porsche 911 if you prefer. That's the classic one. As I say, there's been many variations of it since. But all we need is a Porsche 911. Or 911, or 911, depends how you want to say it. Number 26, that's the Bugatti Veyron. Very fast car. Number 27, that's Elon Musk's Tesla Roadster. You can't see much of the car, but if you remember, he actually launched his own car into space to test out one of his rockets. It's a Tesla Roadster. It's still up there floating around somewhere. Number 28, that's a Ford Model T. Again, you can get your half a point just for looking at the badge. It's half a point for the make, half a point for the model. Number 29 is a Mercedes Gullwing. That's a Mercedes Gullwing. To be precise, it's a Mercedes 3005L. No, sorry, it's a Mercedes 300SL Gullwing. But Mercedes Gullwing will do. And finally, that van is a Reliant Regal. I might be wrong, but I think the car version was a Reliant Robin, but the van version was a Reliant Regal. If I am wrong, it doesn't matter. It's still a Reliant Regal in the picture. Okay, I hope you enjoyed those. I'm going to move on to the Marmite round now. I'll just close these pictures off. There we go. I'm back again. If you notice, the sound changes a little bit. For some reason, the microphone input for the two different screens is different. Is it funny?
Yeah. Aldi advert. Apparently, you get delivery shopping in some stores. I'm just imagining some weekly shop on the back of one of them little motorbikes going around town.
Oh, yeah, somebody says that Deliveroo does Aldi shops now for you. Can you imagine the guy on the bike with that backpack full of your weekly shop? How would that work?
I think it's Aldi Dale Sour.
Right, we're going to move on to this the Marmite round now, and I read you out a series of geographical features. All you had to do was decide whether they were on the moon or on the Earth. And number 31 was the Sea of Tranquility. That's on the moon. I think that's where Apollo 11 landed. And number 32, the Mariana Trench. That's on the Earth. It's the deepest point of the ocean. If you remember from a different quiz, a lady astronaut's been down there recently. There's been 12 men on the moon, but there's fewer people have been to the Mariana Trench or the bottom of it. Might be 5, but I'm not sure. Number 33, the Beringer meteor crater. That's on Earth. It's that one you see in Arizona with the little building in the middle. Number 34, the Chicxulub crater. That's on Earth. It's in Mexico, and it's well, when that one hit, it was about 65 million years ago, and it spread an element called iridium right around the globe. It marks the boundary between the Cretaceous and the Permian, which is when the dinosaurs snuffed it. And the meteor that caused that crater has the title of the dinosaur extinction asteroid.
It's never a dull moment in our house, folks, with Richard's encyclopedic knowledge.
Oh, number 35, the Schrödinger Valley. Well, if there was a cat in there, it'd be dead because it's on the moon. And number 36, the Capella Valley. That's on the moon. Number 37, the Litki Deep. That's on the Earth. It's a mid-ocean trench, just like the Mariana Trench, just not quite as deep. Still, I don't know if anybody's ever been down there. Number 38, the Acraman Crater. That's on the Earth. It's in Australia. We used to go to a pub, and there was a comedy night hosted by an Agraman, which sounds like Acraman, but Agraman was the human anagram, which I thought was clever at the time. Number 39, the Copernicus crater. That's on the moon. And finally, number 40, the Picard crater. Well, that's on the moon. It is on the moon, yes. I don't believe the captain of the Enterprise discovered it. Like, it's not named after him either. It's named after Jean Picard, who was a French astronomer, not Jean-Luc Picard, who was captain of the Enterprise.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, it would have been funny if it was named after him.
I think got all the other captains as well.
Yeah, I need a Kirk.
Captain Janeway.
Yeah, Captain Kirk crater. What's that one that Scott Bakula played? Can't remember. I only remember him from Quantum Leap. Right, moving on. Question 41. The musical based on the 1992 film of the same name was The Bodyguard. Number 42. Born Jessica Ellen Cornish. It says here, born Jessica Ellen Cornish may come with a high price tag. But it's not. It's born Jessica Ellen Cornish. She may come with a high price tag. But what is a stage name? Well, it's Jessie J. Of course it is. And the pop group who had the members Paul Hurd, Mike Pickering, Heather Small and Andrew Lovell. That's M People. Number 44, Shape of You, was a 2017 hit for Ed Sheeran. Number 45, David Bowie retired his stage persona Ziggy Stardust in 1973. It's when Ziggy stopped playing guitar. And finally, number 46, I read you out some lyrics, as I usually do. And from those, you had to get the song title, the artist, the year released. Was it UK number 1, yes or no? And the film it was a soundtrack to. I'm going to read them again, whether you like it or not.
Sing it.
I'm not singing it. Girl, I didn't know you could get down like that. Charlie, how your angels get down like that. Girl, I didn't know you could get down like that. Charlie, how your angels get down like that. We've got a dancer now as well. Well, the song title was Independent Woman, or Independent Women either. The artist was Destiny's Child. The year, it was 2000. It was a UK number 1. Yes, it was. And the film was Charlie's Angels. Believe it or not. Okay, hope you all enjoyed that. We're going to get on with the beer draw, and we're pretty much on time tonight, which is excellent. So, like I said, it's the last of the Wednesday quiz. Oh, we did do a poll on the Facebook thing, and we asked people if they would like us to continue. We gave some options, and the winning option by a long way was for us to continue on a Sunday. There were suggestions of one Sunday per month. There were suggestions of keep it as it is, every Wednesday and Sunday.
No, it wasn't. That wasn't an option.
Oh, that wasn't an option.
No.
Okay. But anyway, you all voted, and you voted for once a week on a Sunday. Of course, Sunday coming up is the first Sunday of the month. So we'll have a think about that until then. If you're leaving us now, thank you very much for playing. Have a good night. And if you can, pub's open on Saturday. See if you can get in for a pint. Obviously, it's all going to be very weird and different, but it will help the proprietors out if you can do it.
Okay, I've got 14 teams tonight.
So we're going
That's the usual.
It's the beer prize draw time.
Number 7.
Number 7 is Christine Andrews. I bet you're glad you played tonight, Christine, because you've won the beer.
Well done.
I'll just let you see that. So, number 7, Christine Andrews. Hello, well done. Okay, again, if you're leaving us, well, thanks for doing it. Hopefully we'll see you on Sunday. And we're going to read out a couple of your scores now if you send them to us. Or if you don't, then we won't. Simple as that.
If you don't, just listen to Richard prattle for a bit longer.
Yes. Have we got anything? No?
There is a delay.
Actually, yeah, there is a little bit of a delay.
Oh.
Yeah, so we're waiting for the delay to catch up. It's usually around 20 seconds, but sometimes it's longer.
Okay, yeah, here we go.
They're starting to come in now. You can probably hear it beeping.
Okay, so Lisa, 37. Well done.
I'll just turn that input up so we can hear Helen read them out.
Nick got 24. Kieran got 38.
38, yeah, that's good, that. Did anybody get the gas giant question? That threw me, that one did.
37 for Col. Not far. 40 from Yvonne and Nobby.
That's good. So pubs open on Saturday. All of them are implementing different measures. It's a dynamic situation and it will change over time when we get used to whatever's happening. They say no one's ever done this before, so we don't know. Just bear with people and be patient. We'll see how it plays out.
Excuse me. Matt got 29. Sarah got 39. Yeah. Nice. Got was 40, I think, so far. Oh, we've got more people.
40. 40 is good.
What was it on in Nobby?
Anything over 25 is good, really.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't want to go.
Do you know?
No. Last one.
They're talking
Well, it's not the last one, is it? We'll be back on Sunday. If you would like us to do it a little bit earlier on a Sunday, because people have to work on a Monday, and I know a few teachers are watching, so they have a bit of preparation to do and things. So
hopefully not at 10 o'clock on a Sunday night.
Yeah, hopefully not at 10 o'clock on a Sunday night.
But we do have to get up early.
But yeah, if you'd like us to start it a little bit earlier on a Sunday, maybe 8 o'clock or 7:30 or something like that, then let us know. It can be arranged.
Yeah.
So if we start at 8 o'clock, then it'll be done for 9:30.
Speaking it early, I'll just remember to set my alarm for 6 in the morning.
Yes, Helen's up at 6 tomorrow.
Just teach me a little bubble.
Are we getting anything else coming in?
Yeah.
Yep.
I think. Somebody's typing. Maybe not. Yeah, somebody's typing.
Okay, thanks for playing, and it's been fun. And we'll see you on Sunday. Thanks.
Good night. Oh, 39.5 for Adrian.